evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our opening ceremony for 2022 American Legion State Tournament here at Fino Field. This evening, we're proud to have the Massachusetts Deputy Commander, Ms. Sally Day, with us. Also, Mr. Richard Pastor, Chairman of the American Legion Department of Mass Athletic Committee. Also, Tom Long, Commander of the Milford Post 59. Also, Colonel Retired John Ciesler will be throwing out the first pitch. Mr. Steve Galino, President of the Milford Legion Baseball Club. Mr. Brian Murray, Esquire, Massachusetts State Representative. And representing the Milford Board of Selectmen, Mr. Paul Mazzucchelli. Also with us is Mr. Joseph Arcudi from the Milford Parks Commission, along with Mr. James Asum from the Milford Parks Department. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. At this time, I'm going to deviate a bit from our program. As you may know, yesterday, Milford Legion Baseball Club was saddened to hear of the passing of Mr. Alfred Folio. Al was a member for life of the Milford Post 59. Al served our country proudly in the United States Air Force during the Korean War and went on to serve as a crew chief on a B-52 bomber. Al spent over 30 years serving on the board of directors and vice president of the Milford Legion Baseball Club. He spent an extraordinary amount of his own time to ensure we were able to field competitive teams year after year. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd ask you all to rise in a moment of silence to honor Al's 90 years of life and to extend our deepest sympathies and condolences to Al's family. Thank you all very much. At this time, the Massachusetts Department Commander, Ms. Sally Day, will read the Code of Conduct.
So, for the Code of Conduct, the American Legion Baseball Code of Sportsmanship. As an American Legion baseball player, coach, or official, please repeat the rest after me. I will keep the rules, keep faith with my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under control in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander Day. At this time, I'd like to introduce the President of the Milford Legion Baseball Club, Mr. Steve Galino.
Thank you, everybody. I just like to thank all the state officials, Dick and his staff. Oh, okay. Go this way. I'll face you this, okay? I'd like thank here, everybody that was involved in this. I'd like to thank the Parks Department, Jimmy Asum, Joe Arcudi, Park Commissioner, Brian Murray, State Rep, Paul Mazzucchelli, Selectman, and Post Commander, Tom Long. I have to go on and say, I'd like to thank the Milford Legion Baseball Club staff for everything that they've done. They put this tournament together. It's not just one person doing this, it's a complete body of people, and they deserve a lot of credit.
this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Brian Murray Esquire, our Massachusetts State Representative from Milford.
Thank you, Rich. I don't know how this works, but we'll just take it from there. Welcome, everyone, to Milford's very own Field of Dreams. For many years, Milford Legion and Fino Field are synonymous with championship baseball, and this season is no different. To recognize that tradition, I'm here from the House of Representatives with a citation that reads as follows: "Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers sincerest congratulations to Milford Legion Baseball Club in recognition of hosting the 2022 Legion Baseball State Championship Tournament at Fino Field for the third time in the last 6 years. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune, continued success, many victories on the diamond, and other endeavors." It's given this 23rd day of July, 2022, signed Ronald Mariano, Speaker of the House, offered by State Representative and fan Brian Murray. Steve?
Representative Murray, thank you so much, and thank you for your continued support over the many, many years to Milford Legion Baseball. Next, I'd like to have Mr. Paul Mazzucchelli from the Milford Board of Selectmen come up and say a few words, please.
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored and proud. The only thing I'm a little confused is the size of these players. I don't know if you're watching football or baseball. God bless you. I'll tell you right now. When I was a kid, and except for your dad. Anyway, thank you again for having us. And all of you and everybody. Again, like Representative Murray said, it's Milford tradition. In baseball, this is synonymous with Milford. Again, back in 1925, when the American Legion started, American Legion Baseball, it was to get more involved into the communities that they did. They had a handful of teams in and around the South Dakota area, and after that, we have close to a little over 3,500 teams playing. And again, it teaches individuals like yourself how to respect each other, how to get along with people, life's lessons that you have for the rest of your life. And please make this a memory. This is a big memory you're going to have for the rest of your life. Make the best of it, and best of luck to both teams. Thank you again so much for having me. Very honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you to the entire Board of Selectmen for your support, and all of town government here in Milford who support the Milford Legion Baseball Club, and especially the Milford Parks Commission and the Milford Parks Department. You've done a tremendous amount of work for us over this entire season to make our season successful on such a beautiful field. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd ask you all to rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Legion Baseball Club honors local veterans with our ceremonial first pitch. Tonight, Colonel Retired John Ciesler, a veteran of the United States Army, proudly served our great country from 1980 to 2009. Colonel John Ciesler, U.S. Army retired, was born in Duluth, Minnesota, and joined the Army in 1980. Following his first assignment in the 101st Airborne Division, Colonel Ciesler held a variety of operational and command positions in Germany, Texas, Washington, Maryland, and finally the Pentagon. He served tours of various lengths in Bosnia, Hungary, Kuwait, and Iraq. He was selected to be the Assistant Chief of Medical Service Corps and was the Environmental Science and Engineering Consultant to the Army Surgeon General from 2004 to 2008. He retired from the United States Army with 28 years of active service in 2009. Colonel Retired Ciesler lives in Milford with his wife Helen and is a proud member of Milford Legion Post 59, and I had the distinct pleasure and honor of working with John at the Natick Soldier Systems Center for almost 7 years. John, it's yours. Time to play ball.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside Fino Field here in Milford, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Milford Legion Baseball. This is Tim Coet on the call as we bring you some very special Legion Baseball coverage here tonight as we begin play in the 2022 Massachusetts Legion Baseball State Tournament. It is the fourth game out of 4 on the docket for the day, and this game features your Milford Post 59 taking on a very tough opponent out of District 6 in Morrisette Post 294. Morrisette out of Quincy, Massachusetts. Two excellent teams on the field, capping off a phenomenal day of competition. The Elite 8 teams in the state of Massachusetts all convening here in Milford to begin play in this 2022 American Legion Baseball State Tournament. The 8 teams representing their respective zones in this tournament are Beverly Post 331, Fall River Post 464, Franklin Post 75, Greenfield Post 81, fellow Zone 4 team Leominster Post 151, Rockland Post 147, and Milford's opponent here tonight, Quincy Morrisette Post 294. And of course, your Milford Post 59 is the host team in this tournament. Milford was guaranteed a spot in this Elite 8 tournament. However, Milford was able to make their way through a successful run through the Zone 4 playoffs that ended in a co-championship honor between Milford and Leominster. We'll fill you in on all of the details on how the Zone 4 tournament unfolded as we go along in this broadcast. A lot to unpack from what was a highly competitive Zone 4 tournament that played out starting at the end of last week through the weekend and into the early part of this week. But Milford and Leominster representing Zone 4 in this tournament. Leominster fell in their game earlier today. This, of course, a double elimination tournament, so all teams will play on at least through tomorrow's action. We'll start to bring you all of the details on some of the earlier games on the night, again, as we get you through this broadcast here tonight. But we're so pleased to be bringing you this coverage live once again here on Milford TV, locally on our educational channel, on Verizon HD 2140, and we are also streaming anywhere on our website at milfordtv.net and also on our Milford TV app. So any of the fans out in Quincy that couldn't make the trip out to Milford that might be tuned into this live stream here tonight, welcome. We're so happy to have you with us. And again, two excellent teams on the field in Milford and Morrisette Post 294. Milford out of District 4, Morrisette out of District 6. The starting pitcher on the mound for Post 294 is Drew Beretti. As you might see, Milford coming to the plate here to get this game started. As always, it is a coin flip to determine home versus road teams in the state tournament. And Morrisette won that coin flip, so they are the home team. Milford are the visitors in their own ballpark. We'll bring you the starting lineups for both teams as this first inning progresses, but it is time to get to baseball. The first pitch of this game sails high on the leadoff batter for Milford, the shortstop, Nick Paharic. Again, it is Drew Beretti on the mound for Morrisette Post 294. And an early 1-ball, no strike count on Milford's shortstop and leadoff hitter Nick Paharic. Count now goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Paharic will be followed by Scott Paliuka and Evan Cornelius here in the top of the first inning. Again, we'll bring you the full starting lineups as this first inning goes along. Here comes a 2-0 pitch now. Good live fastball. That hits the corner for a called strike. Very hot conditions throughout this Saturday. But obviously these two teams getting the benefit of not playing under the intense sunlight. Still plenty of heat here at the field, but getting a little bit more comfortable as this one goes along. It is a 3-ball, 1-strike count now on Paharic. Right-hander Beretti now back into the windup. Here's his pitch, and that is down and away for ball 4, and Paharic is able to work a leadoff walk. Paharic carrying a .281 batting average into the game. 8 walks through the season so far, regular season and playoffs combined. You can make it 9 now as he reaches with the leadoff base on balls, and now Scott Paliuka will climb in. Left-handed batter out of the number 2 spot in the lineup, and quickly Beretti will check on the base runner. Good speed at first base in Nick Paharic. Steps out to a lead from the stretch now. Beretti to the plate, and that pitch is going to miss for ball 1. And so 5 out of the first 6 pitches for Beretti have missed the strike zone. Both of these teams no doubt amped up to get into tournament play. And now Paliuka slicing that ball to the left side of the infield. It is caught in the air, and the throw across the diamond is in time to finish off a 5-3 double play. It was a hot shot off the bat of Paliuka, and perhaps not the best read over at first base for Paharic. He got caught way too far down the line, and it ended up as an easy double play. And so the leadoff base runner quickly erased. And we'll see if that helps to settle Beretti down now as the bases are empty with 2 outs, and it will take something from Evan Cornelius to keep the inning going. Evan takes the first pitch high for ball 1. We certainly expect to see Evan on the mound as the state tournament goes along. Tonight slotted in as the designated hitter. Beretti still trying to find his command in this top of the first inning. Again, that double play really helping things out. It's a 2-ball, no strike count on Cornelius. Should the inning continue, we would see Dante Pavone. Cornelius offering at the 2-0 pitch. He lofts it foul and out of play. Defensively for Post 294, it is Tim Toland behind the plate, Cole Bohane at third, Ryan Beardsley at short, Dylan Green at second, and Kevin Pritchard at first. Left to right in the outfield, Tristan Pesevich, Devin Desmond, and Liam Hines. Drew Beretti on the mound. Here's his 2-1 pitch, and it's a bouncer over the head of the pitcher, and that's going to sneak its way through into center field for a 2-out base hit. So that keeps the inning alive, but again, that double play still looming large here in the top of the first. Cornelius now a 2-out base runner at first. Dante Pavone now standing in. Pavone coming into play tonight with a .321 batting average, 17 hits in 53 at-bats. He has 3 doubles, 4 home runs on the season, so home run power out of Pavone's bat. He's driven in 16 runs. He's also walked 10 times. In his first year here with Post 59, and has been a solid all-around player, has also made some contributions on the mound as well. A wave and a miss at the 1-0 pitch. Lights on here at Fino Field. Last bits of daylight fading away off in the distance as this game got underway a little after 8 p.m., so just over 30 minutes past the expected start time. 2 balls and 1 strike now. 14 pitches so far in this top of the first inning for Drew Beretti. Takes a peek over to that runner at first. And that pitch is in for a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. A deep breath for Beretti as he leans in. And now comes to the set. 2-2 pitch. And that is in for strike 3. That had good late life. And Pavone's knees buckling, and so that brings an end to the top of the first inning. A good end to it for Beretti as he picks up the strikeout. And so despite a hit and a walk in the inning, Milford cannot break through with a run. And so we'll keep it right here now to bring you all the information you need to know to get settled in for this game today. You heard the top 4 batters in the Milford order, but we'll bring them to you one more time. Again, Milford serving as the visiting team here tonight. Nick Paharic leading it off at shortstop. Scott Paliuca batting second and playing left field. Evan Cornelius, your DH, batting third, and Dante Pavone, your first baseman, hitting cleanup. Batting fifth in the Milford order is the second baseman, Cam Jarrett. Noah Curley, the right fielder, bats sixth. Andrew Gaughan plays third base and bats seventh. Keith Lee, the catcher, bats eighth. And in the ninth spot is the center fielder, Andrew Denizen. And for Morrisette Post 294, their starting lineup looks like this. Leading it off in center field is Devin Desmond. Ryan Beardsley bats second and plays shortstop, with the second baseman Dylan Green batting third. Cole Bohane plays third base and bats cleanup, with Tim Tolan, the catcher, batting fifth. Kevin Pritchard bats sixth and plays first base, with the designated hitter Joe Hennessy batting seventh. Tristan Pesevich plays left field and bats eighth, and in the ninth spot is the right fielder Liam Hines. The head coach for Morrisette Post 294 is Steve Mays. And meanwhile, for Milford Post 59, making the warm-up tosses on the pitcher's mound right now is Milford High School alumni Mario Lee. This is our first chance to finally get to see Mario on the mound in this Legion season. He did not pitch in any of the games that we covered during the regular season, but Mario has been excellent. Back for one final year of Legion eligibility, coming back from college. And through the season so far, Mario has pitched 25 2/3 innings. He's appeared in 7 games on the mound. 4 of them have been starts. He enters in with a 3-1 record. Over the course of those 25 2/3 innings, Mario has allowed a total of 12 hits, 6 runs, only 3 of them earned. He's walked 9 while striking out 43. A .82 ERA on the season for Mario, so his numbers have been outstanding. Also a .81 whip. The opposing batters hitting just .133 on the season against Mario Lee, so emerging as one of the top arms on this staff, a staff that has really been phenomenal overall on the season. Milford, as a team coming into play tonight, has a team ERA of 2.04. Really finished strong throughout the regular season as well, allowing 4 runs or fewer in each of their last 5 games of the regular season. They did similarly in the zone playoffs. Good pitching, timely hitting, and strong defense. A great recipe for success for Milford this season, leading to co-championship honors within Zone 4.
Leading off for Morrisette in the bottom of the first inning, number 3.
So Mario Lee will now face the top 3 hitters in the Morrisette lineup: Devin Desmond, Ryan Beardsley, and Dylan Green. Into the bottom of the first inning. Again, Milford serving as the road team in this matchup today. Each game determines the home and road team by a pregame coin flip. Mario Lee pumps in a strike to get his outing started. facing the left-handed batter, Devin Desmond. One and one the count. If this matchup looks familiar on the stage, there is good reason for it. This is, of course, the third time that Milford has hosted the state tournament in the last 7 years. They hosted it back in 2017, again in 2019. As this ball is hit on the ground towards the left side, fielded by the shortstop. Paharic slings it to first. One up and one down here in the bottom of the first inning as Desmond is retired. The last time the state tournament was played here at Fino Field back in 2019 on night one of the tournament, it was this exact same matchup, Milford taking on Morrisette. And what an exciting game that was, a game that went right down to the final at bat, with Milford earning a walk-off victory. So perhaps that could still be on the minds of some of these players and certainly some of these fans that have traveled here from Quincy. First pitch strike into the shortstop, Ryan Beardsley. Not a lot of carryover on these rosters from that last state tournament appearance back in 2019. The only player on the Milford side that was around back then is Sean Ryan, who I would expect we will see on the pitcher's mound as this tournament goes on. Here comes an 0-2 pitch to Beardsley, and it's high. And now this pitch lined over the head of the third baseman out into left field. And Beardsley is aboard with a one-out base hit, so fell behind. Was able to muscle that ball over Andrew Gaughan's head and out into left. So one on with one out. Defensively for Post 59, it is Keith Lee behind the plate, Andrew Gaughan at third, Nick Paharic at short, Cam Jarrett at second, and Dante Pavone at first. Left to right in the outfield, Scott Peliuca, Andrew Dennison, and Noah Curley. The batter now is the second baseman, Dylan Green. The runner takes off. The throw from Mario Lee is a good one, and it's there in time. Lee able to get plenty on that throw. It did tail towards the shortstop side of the bag, but the tag applied still in plenty of time. And so Beardsley caught stealing, and that wipes the bases clean with now 2 outs in the inning. So both sides now with a base running play leading to an out in this first inning, as this ball is driven foul over towards the concession stand area. Terrific attendance here at Fino Field for this primetime game on day one of the state tournament. A lot of those fans, as always, collected down the right field side, but the bleachers full all the way around as well, just how Fino Field should be. Here's an 0-2 pitch meanwhile, and that narrowly misses. Lee held it there, but it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Dylan Green. The 11th pitch of the inning for Lee is fought off over towards second base, and that hangs up for Cam Jarrett to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So in the end, Mario Lee has to face just 3 batters in the frame, and that concludes 1 inning of play here on day 1 of the state tournament. It is scoreless between Milford Post 59 and Morrisette Post 294. Action will continue in just a moment. Stay with us here on Milford TV. Top of the second inning here at Fino Field, scoreless between Milford and Morrisette. Drew Beretti back out on the mound, set to deal with the Milford second baseman, Cam Jarrett. Takes the first pitch high for ball 1. Beretti struggled a bit with his command in the top of the first inning, but was able to navigate out of some trouble. Jarrett, a big swing on that 1-0 pitch. Here's the 1-1. And that is in for a strike. Jarrett on the season batting .319. 4 extra base hits on the season to go along with 12 runs batted in. He has scored 23 runs on the year. Fights that pitch off foul, and it stays a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 13 walks to just 5 strikeouts on the season for Jarrett. Lets that one go, and it misses. The count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jarrett will be followed by Noah Curley and Andrew Gaughan in the top of the 2nd inning. Jarrett able to check the swing as that ball kicked away from the catcher, rolls around the backstop, and will eventually be corralled by one of the Morrisette coaching staff. Still a 2-2 count. And now a swing and a miss. Good velocity on that pitch from Beretti as he gets his 2nd strikeout. He ended the 1st inning with a K and starts off the top of the 2nd inning with a strikeout. Morrisette had 13 victories in the regular season. They then went on to win the District 6 title. As we mentioned, no stranger to state tournament play. Noah Curley now at the plate with the bases empty and 1 down. He quickly jumps ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Three 3-0 now. Curley, excellent offensive numbers on the season. Batting average at .381 coming into play tonight, an OPS of .894. 40 hits on the season, and he will reach here with a 1-out walk. The ball gets away. Curley taking a turn around the first base bag, but wisely stays put. So the 1-out walk for Curley.
Now at the plate, number 8, third base.
The 10th walk of the season for Noah, and the 2nd walk of the evening so far for Milford batters. A base runner on ahead of the 3rd baseman, Andrew Gaughan. Runner immediately takes off. Here comes the throw down to 2nd base. It's not in time. Curley is safe into 2nd with a stolen base. Well, both of these teams continuing to try to push the action. Despite a couple of outs on the bases early in this game, Milford immediately activating Curley on the base paths, and he's able to get in safely with the steal. And for Noah, that's his 6th stolen base of the season. Meanwhile, a 2-ball, no-strike count on Andrew Gaughan. Scoreless game now into the top of the 2nd inning. We're taking you into the evening hours here with a later start time after a full day of tournament action. (3-0) now the count on Gaughan, with the catcher Keith Lee waiting on deck. Another long lean in for Drew Beretti. Now fires in, and that is a strike. Andrew, a patient hitter. Lets that pitch go high for ball 4. Back-to-back walks here to place a couple of runners aboard.
That brings up number 20, the catcher, Keith Lee.
So the 10th walk of the season now for Andrew gone. And a quick conference between Beretti and his catcher, Tim Toland, before dealing with the number 8 hitter, Keith Lee. Keith had a terrific offensive year for the Scarlet Hawks high school team this spring. Got off to a very hot start offensively for the Legion team as well, batting a little further down in the lineup than we saw him earlier in the season. The average coming into tonight at 291. 17 runs batted in for Keith, so he has been productive. First pitch strike as he bats with runners at first and second base and only one out. A big cut as Lee went after a pitch that was elevated. An all Lee battery for this first game in the state tournament tonight. Keith's older brother Mario on the mound. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that time Lee lays off. And the count goes to 1-2. Whichever team wins this game tonight will play in this same slot tomorrow. The loser will play at 1 o'clock, facing elimination and facing, no doubt, some much hotter temperatures in that midday sun. So a lot riding on a victory here tonight. Still a 1-ball, 2-strike count as time was granted. Noah Curley doing some dancing off the second base bag. Here's the pitch. And that's on the outside corner for strike 3, a borderline pitch. No argument from Lee. Second strikeout of the inning, so it's been an interesting inning. It's been an interesting start to this outing for Drew Beretti. He has 3 strikeouts. He also has allowed 3 walks. But another chance to get out of danger as he deals with the number 9 hitter in the Milford lineup, Andrew Dennison. And Dennison geared up for that first pitch and lines it to the backstop. We know Andrew's speed. Anything on the ground on the infield has an excellent chance of resulting in an infield base hit. We've seen it so many times this year. But Dennison finds himself behind in the count, 0-2. Milford had runners at first and second base with 1 out. They remain there now with 2 down. About to see the 39th pitch from Beretti, and it bounces in, gets just briefly away from the catcher. Toland's throw down to third base is not in time. Toland did a great job of tracking that ball down quickly right at the edge of the dirt around home plate. And then sent a good throw to third base, but the runner's able to safely advance on the wild pitch. So it is now Curley at third with Gone at second base, and a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Dennison. A good chance here for Milford now. And that 1-2 pitch just misses. Dennison flinching out of the way, but that ball almost dropped to the top of the strike zone. 2-2 now the count. And the pitch is in for strike 3. Dennison shaking his head. And so in the end, Drew Beretti able to strike out the side in the inning with a couple of walks and a wild pitch mixed in between, so Milford has not been able to capitalize as they have stranded 3 base runners through the first 2 innings. On to the bottom half of the second inning we go. Still scoreless here on day 1 of the state tournament. Coverage continues next here on Milford TV. It's taken Morrisette starting pitcher Drew Beretti 41 pitches to navigate through the first 2 innings, but so far he has done so with no runs allowed. Mario Lee, meanwhile, throwing his 12th pitch of his outing, and it misses for ball 1 to the cleanup hitter in the Morrisette lineup, Cole Bohane, who will be followed by Tim Tolan, the catcher, and first baseman Kevin Pritchard. This ball, a sky-high pop-up on the infield. Racing down the line is Pavone, now into foul territory, and he's not going to get there. It was Pavone's play all the way. Not a significant breeze here at the field. The flag's out in left center, really lying still. But Pavone coming up the first base line and eventually traversing into foul territory, couldn't make the catch. And so it is a 1-ball, 1-strike count as Bohane digs back in at the plate. The next pitch from Lee, that is in for a strike. Now the 1-2 misses up top. Mario Lee, graduating from Milford High School back in 2021, now a student up at Wesleyan University. Back for 1 final year of Legion eligibility. Here's his 2-2 pitch, and it's fought off foul. Might have gotten a piece of Keith Lee.
Go Mario.
And that pitch misses a little bit upstairs, and a full count now to Cole Bohane. Now the payoff pitch, and this is sent foul. That skips over the backstop. Just narrowly missing our broadcast setup. Again, bringing you the action from just behind home plate here at Fino Field. Lengthy at bat being put on here by Bohane to lead off the inning. Now a chopper down the third baseline, fielded behind the bag by Gaughan, and sends a throw across the diamond in time. Excellent throw by Andrew Gaughan to get the out. It was deep behind the third base bag, but a strong and accurate throw to first base gets there in time.
Now at the plate, number 23, the catcher, Tim Tolan.
So Bohane out number 1. And now the catcher, Tim Tolan, standing in. Right-handed heavy lineup for Morrisette Post 294. We are in the bottom half of the second inning. Easy to get confused where we're at, top versus bottom of the inning, with Milford serving as the road team. And it also doesn't help that Milford's in their home whites and Morrisette's in their road grays, but Morrisette is technically the home team for this game tonight. Two balls and no strikes, the count on Toland. And now a swing and a miss, good fastball there for Mario. Some fireworks going on off in the distance here in Milford. Now the 2-1 offering, that is down and away. We talk a lot about pitch counts in the state tournament. It is a particular point of emphasis as there is mandated rest required here in the state tournament that is dependent on how many pitches you throw. As the count runs full here to Toland. Payoff pitch here, and this is a chopper, and that's going to sneak its way past the dive of Cam Jarrett at second base. Well placed on the ground off the bat of Toland. It sneaks through for a one-out single.
Now at the plate, number 19, first baseman, Kevin Pritchard.
Come on, Mario. Ground ball.
One out base runner here for Morrisette as the first baseman Kevin Pritchard now is ready to take his first state tournament at bat. Watches that pitch miss up and away. Morrisette had a one out base runner in the first inning that was erased on a caught stealing. This pitch sent foul over the first base dugout and out of play. No eliminations here on day one of the tournament. This is a double elimination tournament, so there will be eliminations on the line throughout the day tomorrow. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's swung on and missed.
Come on, one more.
Now the 1-2 offering. That misses 2 balls and 2 strikes.
No strike, buddy. Good defense.
And now a check swing, and he goes around. So Pritchard strikes out. That's the first K in the game for Mario Lee. Brings the second out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Designated hitter, Joe Hennessy.
.30 pitches now in the outing for Mario Lee. And now he deals in strike one to the number 7 hitter, Joe Hennessy. Hennessy, the designated hitter in the Morrisette lineup. And sends a bounding ball slowly towards second. Jarrett off balance throw to first base, and it's there in time for the out. Had to really hustle that throw, and he gets it there in time for the out that retires the side. So a runner stranded here in the second inning for Morrisette. And we've played 2 full here from Fino Field, and it is still Milford nothing and Morrisette nothing. We'll have the top of the third inning for you next here on Milford TV. A scoreless game here in the Massachusetts Legion Baseball State Tournament. Milford taking on Morrisette Post 294, and we enter into the top half of the third inning. And a ball rifled to the backstop off the bat of Nick Paharic as we go second time through the Milford order now. Paharic, Paliuka, and Cornelius facing the Morrisette starting pitcher Drew Beretti, who has now thrown 42 pitches as he begins his third inning of work. Paharic with a fly ball hit out to center field. Racing in is Desmond, and he's able to catch up to it for out number 1.
That brings up number 4, the left.
Not a lot of balls put in play for Milford so far in this game. They've walked 3 times. They've struck out 4 times. That's just the third ball put in play so far tonight, and one of those resulted in a double play back in the first inning. Scott Paliuka now at the plate. He was the player to line into that 5-3 double play. A little bit of a breeze now starting to blow in towards home plate. Two balls and no strikes, the count on Paliuka. Now takes one low, 3-0 the count. That one down low for ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk to Scott Paliuka. There is now the 4th walk of the game for Drew Beretti, and you have to imagine the point of emphasis from Coach DeVito in the dugout is that Milford has to start making these walks come back to hurt Morrisette. So far, Beretti's been able to navigate in and out of trouble. Walked 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and now has walked another batter with 1 out in the third. Evan Cornelius now at the plate. Evan has Milford's only hit so far tonight. It came in the first. Takes the first pitch for a called strike 1. Check over at first base. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt, and it's a 0-2 count on Cornelius. Evans still leads the team in runs batted in, now with 32 RBI on the year. But this time a strikeout victim. And so again, the feast or famine continues for Drew Beretti as he strikes out his 5th batter of the night to go along with the 4 walks. 2 outs now in this third inning as Dante Pavone comes to the plate. And an off-balance swing for Pavone for strike 1. He was fooled badly on that pitch. We'll start to get you updated on some of the other final scores from throughout this first day of tournament play. First an 0-1 pitch to Pavone. And that misses to even the count at 1. The day got started with a couple of very familiar teams here in this area. Leominster Post 151, one of Milford's Zone 4 rivals, against Franklin Post 74, making it to state tournament play. As the 1-1 pitch is foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, 1-2. That game was close all the way, ended up going into extra innings before Franklin was able to grab a couple of runs and hold on for a 3-1 extra inning victory, putting Leominster into the loser's side of the bracket. Franklin the first winner of the day. So Leominster will face elimination when they take the field here in Milford tomorrow. We'll get you some of those other scores in just a moment. First a 1-2 pitch, and it's a chopper hit over towards shortstop. High hop there, and then the toss over to second base gets the force play for the out that ends the inning. And so again, Milford gets a base runner, and they cannot score. And so we keep zeros on the scoreboard heading into the bottom half of the third inning. We'll bring you some more of those state tournament final scores when we come back next here on Milford TV. Mario Lee back out on the mound. Time to start the bottom half of the third inning.
Right there, Mario.
These teams combining for just 3 hits so far on the night. 2 for Morrisette, 1 for Milford.
Right.
Pitchers taking the lead in this game so far. Mario, through 2 innings so far, has allowed just 2 hits, no walks, and 1 strikeout. This ball sent down the right field side, out of play and off towards the fans around the concession stand. Tristan Pesevich leading off the inning for Morrisette. He'll be followed by the number 9 hitter Liam Hines, and then back up to the leadoff spot, Devin Desmond. Here's an 0-2 pitch, and it's sent on the ground towards shortstop, scooped up by Paharic. Throws on the move and gets him for out number 1. Pesevich retired. So far, Mario Lee able to get the leadoff man in each of his first 3 innings. And this ball popped up. That'll make its way out of play off the bat of Liam Hines, the right fielder. Batting out of the number 9 spot. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's in for a strike. Get you some more of the scores from around this day 1 of the tournament after this next pitch. Here it comes. And that misses high. So Franklin starting off the day with a victory. Game 2 of the tournament featured Rockland taking on Greenfield. Rockland was able to quickly get out to an 8-1 lead in that game through the early innings, and they ended up winning that game by a final score of 8-4.
Go, Mario.
And so that game will have implications for both of these 2 teams on the field here tonight. Each of these teams will face one of the teams from that matchup tomorrow, as the 3-2 pitch is right at the bottom of the strike zone for strike 3. And so Hines is caught looking. That's the 2nd strikeout for Mario Lee. So the winner of this game tonight will play Rockland in the evening game tomorrow. The loser of this game will face elimination as they take on Greenfield. And the final game, the one that took place just before Milford and Morrisette, we'll get to after this pitch. It's popped up out into shallow center field, shallow left field, I should say. Nick Paharic out onto the outfield grass to make the catch for the out that ends the inning. So we'll bring you that final score as we carry on to the top half of the 4th inning right after this. It is still scoreless between Milford and Morrisette in the state tournament coverage live here on Milford TV.
Second baseman, Kim Jarrett.
Come on, Jerry, let's go.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors for Milford. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for Morrisette. As we begin now the top half of inning number 4, Cam Jarrett leads off the inning with a drive out to the gap in right center field. That is down for a hit and will be extra bases for Cam as he slides into second base with a leadoff double. First pitch swinging, and Jarrett delivers that one into the right center field gap. And Milford instantly with a runner in scoring position here in the top half of the fourth.
Bring him home.
Just the second hit of the game for Post 59. And now Noah Curley, the left-handed batter, stands in. And he takes a strike at the knees. Noah walked in his first plate appearance. Was eventually stranded at third base. Shows bunt here, and he drops it down in front of the plate. A good bunt, pounced on by the pitcher Beretti, and he's able to get the throw just in time to beat Curley. A bang-bang play at the first base bag. And so that'll go as a sacrifice for Curley. Very nearly a bunt base hit. And pushes Jarrett to third base. So that tells you all you need to know about how both of these teams are managing this game. Noah Curley, one of the hottest hitters in Milford's lineup, sacrificing there to put a runner at third base with less than 2 outs. So both of these coaching staffs know that runs could be at a premium based on how the pitching has gone so far. So Jarrett at third. And the infield in tight for Morrisette with Andrew gone at the plate. Andrew walked in his first plate appearance. The count now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Go, Andrew. Bring him home.
Pitch from Beretti, and that is in for strike 2. Andrew gone, batting .400 with runners in scoring position on the season, so he has been good in this role. Sends a chopper over to third base. The runner has to come back to the third base bag as the throw gets to first base in time for the out. A 1-hop throw, but it was dug out by the first baseman Pritchard.
Now at the plate, number 20, the catcher, Keith Lee.
And so the infield in there, that prevented Jarrett from coming home. The out goes 5-3, and so there are now 2 outs in the inning. And it will take something out of Keith Lee to bring this runner in from third.
Come on, Kiko.
Keith struck out looking in his first at bat. That came back in the second inning. And this pitch gets away from the catcher. Here comes Jarrett to the plate, and he will score standing up. And so a wild pitch for Drew Beretti is how the first run of this game comes home. Jarrett scores, and Milford breaks the deadlock. They take a 1-0 lead. That pitch got away from Toland, went all the way to the backstop. And Jarrett able to score standing. And so the bunt play ends up as a pivotal play in the inning, getting that runner to third base, and another ball will trickle past the reach of Toland. As the count goes to 2-0 now on Keith Lee. The 2-0 pitch is in for a strike. And this ball takes a hard ricochet off the backstop, came right back onto the field, and fortunately avoided contact with any of the players or the home plate umpire. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Very quickly we'll pay off on our tease from Game 3 on the state tournament. Beverly was able to defeat Fall River 9-5. It was a very different looking game heading into the 7th inning as Beverly had a 9-0 lead. But a furious comeback for Fall River ended up falling short. They scored 5 runs in the 7th inning. Had the tying run at the plate when the game came to an end. So Franklin, Rockland, and Beverly, your 3 winners here so far on day 1. Which means Leominster will face elimination, as will Greenfield and Fall River tomorrow. And now just a matter of which of these teams here tonight will end up on the winner's side and which one will be facing elimination. Here's a 3-2 pitch into Lee. That misses high for ball 4. Another pitch that goes to the backstop. And it just continues to be such a Jekyll and Hyde performance here tonight for Drew Beretti. When he's been on, he's been unhittable. But he has had points in this game where his command has faltered, to the tune of 4 walks and a key wild pitch that leads to the first run of the game crossing the plate. Bunt offered by Andrew Dennison sends that ball to the backstop for strike 1. So with that walk to Keith Lee, it's now 5 walks in the game for Beretti. Lee at first base, and an 0-1 pitch to Dennison that sails inside. Lee out to a modest lead at first. The 1-1 pitch is a scorcher on the ground down the first base line, but foul. Feeling much cooler here around the ballpark now than it did when the sun was out. In the midst of this hottest stretch of the summer here in 2022, temperatures over 90 degrees all week long. Here's a 1-2 pitch. It's a comebacker to the mound, snagged by Beretti. He'll flip it over to first base for the out that ends the inning, but the wild pitch by Beretti brings in the first run of the game as Milford takes a 1-0 lead on Morrisette. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning next here on Milford TV. Mario Lee now with an opportunity to pitch with a slim 1-0 lead as he faces batters 2, 3, and 4 in the Morrisette order. Foul ball gets us started off the bat of the shortstop, Ryan Beardsley. He'll be followed by Dylan Green and Cole Bohane. As we are in the bottom half of inning number 4. Tim Coet here on the call. Great Milford TV team along with me for this one tonight, as this ball is a sinking line drive out into right field, but down on the knees. Noah Curley slides in to make the catch. Curley able to read that ball very well, came in hard, slid on the knees, and made the catch to deny Beardsley a leadoff base hit.
Second baseman Dylan Green.
Defense has been very good on both sides so far tonight. The only real miscue, the wild pitch by Drew Beretti, that right now is the difference in the game, giving Milford a 1-0 lead. Dylan Green now at the plate for post 294. He is ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Green 0 for 1. He popped out to second base in his first at bat. And now this ball sent in the air out to right center field. Again, Curley has it lined up, an easier play this time. 2 up and 2 down. And now Cole Bohane will step to the plate.
Now batting number 26, third baseman Cole Bohane.
Bohane grounded out to Andrew Gaughan at third base back in the second inning. There's another top-notch play for Milford as Gaughan made the play deep behind the third base bag and muscled a throw across the diamond in time for the out. Mario Lee now falling behind
No strikes, buddy.
Bohane. 2 balls and no strikes. He's at an even 50 pitches in his outing here tonight. Now pop up in foul ground. Keith Lee gives it a look, and that ball just sneaks over the chain link out of play. So right now, Mario Lee falling into the category of 2 days of required rest by the Legion requirements. 46 to 60 pitches requires 2 days of rest, so if Lee goes beyond 60 pitches, he can tack on an additional day from there. 61 to 75 pitches requires 3 days of rest, and 76 pitches plus will need 4 days of recovery time. Obviously, you start doing the math with a 5-day tournament, those pitch counts really come into play. That ball skipped foul to the backstop. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Bohane. Mario Lee looking for his second 1-2-3 inning of the night. It would be his second 1-2-3 inning in a row. Retired the side in order in the third. He's retired the last 7 consecutive batters he has faced. Now the 2-2 pitch, and that misses outside. Lee took a step towards the dugout, but will stay there on the mound with now a full count.
No strikes, Mario.
Payoff pitch now to Bohane. It's popped up. Playable around the second base bag. Cam Jarrett calling for it. He makes the catch. And that out will retire the side in order here in the 4th inning. Mario Lee in a groove. Milford out in front of Morrisette by a score of 1-0 as you continue to enjoy coverage of Milford Legion baseball in the 2022 Legion State Tournament here on Milford TV. Getting set here to resume action in the top half of inning number 5. Milford about to come to the plate, and we certainly want to acknowledge all of the hard work of all of the staff with this Milford Post 59 program for working so hard all summer long, all year long to prepare for this state tournament. It takes a lot to host a tournament of this caliber, and Milford certainly has some experience now with the 3rd time the tournament has come here to Milford in the last few years. But great work by Steve Galino and everyone here with the Post 59 organization. And on that note, certainly a sad note here as we get this state tournament started. We would be remiss if we did not acknowledge the passing of a Milford Post 59 legend in Al Folio. If anybody has attended a Milford Legion game over the years, there is no doubt you have run into Al Folio, always down by the concession stand around the field, greeting fans, working hard for this Legion program. And unfortunately, we lost Al a couple of days ago at the age of 90 years old. Al Folio, an Air Force veteran fighting in Korea. He was a lifetime member of Post 59 and just an absolutely terrific human being. I had a chance to get to know Al quite a bit over the years covering this Milford Post 59 team. And so we certainly send our deepest sympathies to Al's family and everyone who had a chance to get to know Al Folio over the years. Just a tough loss here for this Milford program as we get into state tournament action. Al certainly would have loved to have been here to be a part of this tournament play. And of course, we also can't let state tournament action go by without acknowledging once again the passing of Linda Morcone a couple of years ago. This is certainly a time of year that Linda would have loved to have been around the ballpark, as she was each and every year, as also someone who gave their heart and soul to this Milford Post 59 program, passing a couple of years ago after a long battle with cancer. So a couple of icons amongst the Post 59 ranks that we remember here today in Al Folio and also Linda Morcone. As we now get into the action here in the top of the 5th inning, Milford at the plate, leading this game 1-0. Sending the top of their order bats to the plate here as Drew Beretti continues to pitch for Morrisette. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Nick Paharic. And a ball fisted out slowly towards second base. Paharic racing to the bag. The throw is wild. And Paharic now will take the turn around towards second base and will get there safely. That was not a pretty play all the way around. Paharic sticking the bat out on a pitch that was out towards the left side batter's box, made contact to dribble her over towards second base. Dylan Green's throw to first base was offline, and in the end, Paharic ends up at second base, so that will go as a single and also an E4 to get Paharic into scoring position, and that will be the day for Drew Beretti as the Quincy, the Morrisette coaching staff comes out to take the baseball. So we'll have a pitching change here at Fino Field. The leadoff runner on and in scoring position here for Milford as Post 59 leads this game 1-0. We'll tell you the new pitcher on for Morrisette when we come back in just a moment here on Milford TV. The new pitcher on for Post 294 is Greg Mayo. The right-hander takes over for the starting pitcher, Drew Beretti, who lasted 4+ innings, allowed a run on 3 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 5. Again, a very up and down outing for Drew Beretti. Still responsible for Nick Paharic at second base. So Mayo will now face Scott Paliuka. No outs into the top of the 5th inning. The first pitch misses for ball 1. Paliuka tonight has lined into a double play and also walked. Now shows bunt, drops a good one down the third base side. Good play for third baseman Bohane, gets the out at first, but that pushes Paharic to third base, and Milford again playing small ball. Paliuka with a sacrifice bunt. Runner at third base now ahead of Evan Cornelius, and once again, Morrisette will have to pull the infield in tight all the way around. Mayo's pitch into Cornelius is high for ball 1. Evan so far tonight singled back in the first inning, then struck out swinging in the third. And now a swing and a miss. Cornelius late on the cut.
Come on, Evan, let's go.
Now a tapper foul to the backstop. Cornelius on the season is batting .432 with runners in scoring position. Again, leads the team in RBI overall on the season with 32. And this 1-2 pitch is driven through the left side of the infield for a base hit. RBI number 33 for Cornelius as Paharic crosses the plate. And Milford will take a 2-0 lead. Second hit of the night for Cornelius. And so you can now close the book on the starter, Drew Beretti, now allowing 2 runs through his 4 innings of work. a member of the Milford coaching staff going out into the outfield, and I do believe there may be a skunk out in deep center field. So we've had some wildlife sightings here in this 5th inning. Just as the inning was getting started, we had our bunny friend out behind home plate making his 2nd appearance of the season. There is now a skunk that has come out onto the field, out in deep center field just in front of the fence, and I'm not quite sure which member of the Milford coaching staff drew the short straw for duties of skunk removal, but that is what is happening right now. So we are in a skunk delay as we try to get this animal removed from center field. A little bit of extra entertainment here after a long day of state tournament play. And right now, the skunk in full defensive posture. So we've seen plenty of good defensive play in this game all night long, and it looks like we're seeing some more out in the outfield now. The skunk now starting to make its way towards the fence. Not completely off the field, and actually we'll see how things continue to develop here. Maybe trying to make its way underneath the fence out now in left center field. Still visible out there. But apparently we'll let play continue. And so all of this just after Milford has scored their 2nd run of the game to make it a 2-0 lead. Greg Mayo about to throw another pitch, and Pavone pops this ball up right around second base, playable for Dylan Green, who makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Cornelius remains at first base now with 2 down.
Batting number 6, second baseman, Cam Jarrett.
Cam Jarrett now up at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at first base. Takes the first pitch on the corner for strike 1. Cam led off last inning with a double out into the right center gap and eventually came around to score the first run of the game on a wild pitch. 0-1 buzzes up and in on Jarrett. For Cam, that was his 5th double of this 2022 Legion season. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Still seeing our skunk friend roaming around along the fence behind center fielder Devin Desmond. As Jarrett lines that pitch over the first base dugout and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. And a swing and a miss for Jarrett. He strikes out for the 2nd time tonight, and that will end the inning. Milford tacks on another run on the RBI single for Evan Cornelius, and after 4.5 innings of play, it is now Milford 2 and Morrisette nothing. More coverage coming up in just a moment. Stay with us here on Milford TV. Bottom half of the 5th inning.
Go, Mario.
Morrisette sending up batters 5, 6, and 7, starting with the catcher Tim Toland against Mario Lee, who has been in an excellent groove over the last couple of innings. He's retired 8 consecutive batters. The last Morrisette batter to reach was Tim Toland with a 1-out single back in the 2nd inning. One of just 2 base runners for Morrisette so far tonight. That's a quick no ball, 2 strike count on the post 294 catcher. Here's the pitch. Just outside, no chase out of the catcher.
Go Mario.
Here's the 1-2, and a wave and a miss. Dolan down on strikes. That's the third K in the game for Mario Lee.
That brings up number 19, first baseman Kevin Pritchard.
So as Kevin Pritchard comes to the plate, we will see pitch number 60 in the outing for Mario Lee. So now falling into the 3 days of rest category. But no sign of slowing down for Mario Lee, and certainly one of the real positives of this Milford roster this season has been the depth on the pitching side. Two-0 pitches, popped up foul out of play. Given the close nature of this game, I think that Coach DeVito will keep Lee out there on the mound for as long as he is looking strong. This pitch fought off foul off the bat of Pritchard to bring the count to 2-2. Unfortunately, from our vantage point here behind the plate, we can't quite see any bullpen activity. As we've moved over closer towards the first base dugout side of the backstop with some of the other Legion personnel set up back here as well, along with the department trophy, which currently sits behind the backstop over closer towards the third base dugout side. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Pritchard. And that pitch on the inside corner for strike 3. Pritchard can't believe it. Takes a look back at the home plate umpire as he makes his way back to the third base dugout.
That brings up number 8.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Mario Lee, up to 4 Ks in the game. That leaves the inning up to the DH, Joe Hennessy. Hennessy takes a look at strike 1. Lee just working free and easy right now. And now a ground ball hit back up the middle, scooped up by Paharic, sends it to first base for the out that retires the side. The third straight 1-2-3 inning for Mario Lee. He has been standing tall in this game so far, 5 scoreless innings. We head to the 6th here on day 1 of the state tournament. Milford leading Morrisette by a score of 2-0. Coverage continues here on Milford TV. Getting close to 10 o'clock in the evening here on this Saturday night. Top of the 6th inning here at Fino as Noah Curley sends the first pitch of the inning on a hop to second base. A little bit of a tricky hop there for Dylan Green, but he was able to stick with it and make a good throw to first. And so Noah Curley is retired.
That brings up number 8, third baseman Andrew Vaughn.
Go Andrew.
Now Andrew Gahn at the plate. A walk and a ground out has been Andrew's day so far. Gone up now, Keith Lee on deck. As Andrew takes a look at strike 1. Greg Mayo back out on the mound. He came out to replace already last inning. Ended up allowing an inherited runner to score before finishing out the inning. Pitch misses high. Gets past Tim Toland.
Go, Andrew.
2 balls and 1 strike the count. Again, a win here for Milford tonight. They will play at 7 o'clock tomorrow night against Rockland. A loss for Milford, and they would play at 1 o'clock against Greenfield. So right now, if Milford can keep things where they are, it will be under the lights again tomorrow night against Rockland Post 147. Impressive victory earlier this afternoon, dropping 8 runs on Greenfield for a victory. So far today, a couple of nail biters and a couple of offensive explosions. 8 runs in the victory for Rockland, 9 runs in the victory for Beverly. Franklin edging out Leominster in extra innings, 3-1, and this game here has been close throughout. Keeping Andrew Gahn close to the bag after working the walk. Lee at the plate. He too worked a walk back in the 4th inning. So 1 walk now allowed by Greg Mayo. That's 6 walks in total for Morrisette pitching this evening. But so far, not a single one of those walks have come around to score. Two ball, 1 strike count now on Keith Lee. Takes a look at a strike. Gone with some speed at first base. 2-2 pitch, that bounces in, and it's smothered by Toland. Taking his time here. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Runner takes off. It's lined out into right field. And in big trouble here is Gahn, trying to scramble back to the bag, but he's going to be doubled off. Milford took the gamble, putting the runner in motion on the 3-2 pitch. Sharp contact out into right field, ends up with the old 9-3 inning-ending double play. So that shuts things down in the Milford half of the 6th inning. It stays a 2-0 post-59 lead. Morrisette comes back to the plate when we return next here on Milford TV. Mario Lee back out on the mound, loosening up for this bottom half of the 6th inning. Milford with a 2-0 lead over Morrisette Post 294. Morrisette, the champion of District 6. Milford earning co-champion honors with Leominster out of District 4. A lot of the Zone 4 playoff action for Milford occurred away from Fino Field. The only game that Milford played at home was in round 1, in which Milford earned an 11-1 victory over Framingham. In their 2nd round matchup with Shrewsbury in a close battle, Milford fell 6-5 to put them on the brink of elimination, but they rebounded for an 11-5 win over top seed Eastside, and then came back to earn some revenge over Shrewsbury in a 10-inning drama-filled 2-1 victory to eliminate Shrewsbury from Zone 4 playoff contention and earn a matchup with Leominster, in which Milford was victorious over Leominster 13-5. The two sides ended up not playing a deciding game in the zone playoffs, and instead both teams being awarded district champions. But certainly some good theater throughout those zone playoffs, and 2 more memorable matchups between Shrewsbury and Milford. Unfortunate to not see Shrewsbury in this playoff, this state tournament bracket as well. We haven't had a chance to cover a Milford versus Shrewsbury matchup here on Milford TV in some time, but they're always outstanding matchups every time those 2 teams get together. Shrewsbury once again hosting the regionals, so should Milford advance to regional tournament play, they might have another opportunity to play their old friends from Shrewsbury this year. But a lot has to happen between now and then. In the meantime, a 1-2 count here as Mario Lee deals with the number 8 hitter, Tristan Pesevich. Two balls and 2 strikes. And now the pitch. Fought off foul over the backstop. 72 pitches on the night now for Mario Lee, so 4 pitches away from that maximum requirement of 4 days of rest. So another 4 pitches here for Mario, and we will not see him again until the final day of tournament play, should Milford advance that far, but Lee continuing to operate at a high caliber here as he strikes out Tristan Pesevich to open up the 6th inning. That's the 5th K now for Lee. He struck out 3 of the last 4 batters he's faced, and has now retired the last 12 consecutive Morrisette hitters. Morrisette had a 1-out single in the 1st inning that was quickly erased on a caught stealing. They had a 1-out single in the 2nd inning, and those are the only 2 base runners that Post 294 has had so far tonight. This ball sent out to right field. Plenty of room for Noah Curley to make the catch. And Liam Hines is retired on the flyout. And so that will bring up the Morrisette leadoff batter, Devin Desmond, for the 3rd time. Desmond 0 for 2. Grounded out to shortstop and popped out to the shortstop in his first 2 at-bats. Coach DeVito getting his infield aligned just the way he wants, bringing Andrew Gaughan a little bit closer to the 3rd base bag. And first pitch swinging, this ball sent through the right side of the infield for a base hit. So that does break up the string of 12 consecutive retired by Mario Lee. It is the 3rd Morrisette hit, and it gives Ryan Beardsley a chance to come to the plate. One of the 3 Morrisette hitters that have reached against Mario Lee. And all 3 of Morissette's hits have not been very hard hit balls. Not a lot of contact against Lee tonight as this pitch comes in low. Nice block by Keith Lee. And Mario has not had to pitch with runners on base very much tonight. Again, this is the first time since the 2nd inning he's had to pitch with a runner on. It is still just a 2-run lead, so Morrisette now with the tying run at the plate. Game feeling a little bit more comfortable than it actually is, perhaps for Milford fans. 2-0 pitch, and this is chopped over towards 3rd base, waiting for it. Gaughan sets his feet, throws low to first base, but it is picked out of the dirt by Dante Pavone. Nicely done at first base for Dante, and that finishes off the bottom half of the 6th inning. Morrisette strands a base runner, and we will move on to inning number 7 here on day 1 of this state tournament. Milford continues to lead Morrisette Post 294 by a score of 2-0. Coverage continues next here on Milford TV. Batters 9, 1, and 2 due up for post 59 here in the top of the 7th inning. Andrew Dennison leads it off with a line drive back to the mound, and it is caught by Mayo. Quick reaction time for Mayo, just stuck the glove out and reels that one in. One pitch and one loud out off the bat of Andrew Dennison. So Greg Mayo out for his 3rd inning of relief. And now this pitch is sent out to left field off the bat of Paharic, and that is reeled in by Pesovic. And so Mayo has needed just 2 pitches to collect the first 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Milford looking for a little bit of insurance, a little bit of breathing room heading into the bottom of the 7th. But they quickly have bases empty, 2 outs, and it'll take something from Scott Paliuka if we continue on. Takes the first pitch inside, glances to the backstop. Scott's night so far, a double play in the 1st inning, then walks, a walk in the 3rd, and a sacrifice bunt in the 5th. Two 2-0 now on Paliuka. Milford's had some arms loosening in the bullpen, but I would not be a bit surprised if Coach DeVito brings Mario Lee back out onto the mound to start the 7th. 79 pitches deep into his outing. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Paliuka. It's high. That pitch in for a strike. That will fill the count. If Paliuka reaches, it would give Evan Cornelius another chance to bat in the game. Here is the 3-2, and it is chopped foul. Paliuka stays alive. 31 pitches now for Greg Mayo since coming into the game. Another payoff pitch and another foul ball. So after Dennison and Paharic were retired on just 2 pitches, Paliuka making Mayo work here in this top of the 7th. And now a ground ball foul wide of the first base coach's box. These Milford fans still engaged, wanting to see Paliuka reach here for a possible 2-out rally. Just a 2-0 lead in a tight, well-played ball game. Another 3-2 pitch, and this one popped up. Catcher and third baseman range into foul ground, and it glances off of Toland's glove and falls to the turf.
We don't do that here. You're gonna do that, go home. We don't do that here. I got it, crap. Leave.
And meanwhile, Coach DeVito very hot over in the third base dugout. I believe that was directed at some fans in the stands that were shouting as Toland and Bohane went after that foul pop-up. And so resetting now for another 3-2 pitch. And this is lined out into right center field, down for a base hit. So Paliuka wins that lengthy battle, gets another chance after the dropped pop-up, and reaches with Milford's 5th hit of the game. And so we will see Evan Cornelius come to the plate. Evan, the only batter on either side tonight, with a multi-hit game. He is 2 for 3, a single in the first inning, and then an RBI base hit in the 5th that gave Milford their second run. Swings at the first pitch here and chops it to third base, and that is a foul ball. It looks like the home plate umpire threw up the sign indicating a foul ball, and that is the case. Pesovic was sprinting with urgency over into foul ground to collect that ball, but indeed a foul ball. And a no ball, 1 strike count on Cornelius. And now a called strike puts Evan in an 0-2 hole. Paliuka stepping out to a lead at first as the pitch is in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, and Paliuka will trot down to second base.
Hey, come on now, go get him. Let's go. Come on, Evan, let's go.
Another wild pitch. Wild pitches have played key roles in this game. A wild pitch leading to Milford's first run back in the 4th. Now putting a runner in scoring position here in the 7th. That would be a big insurance run. Here's the 1-2 to Cornelius. That misses outside. Mayo deliberate here in between pitches. Ready now with the 2-2, and it's hit on the ground towards shortstop. Backhanded stab by Beardsley. Long throw to first base is there in time. Good play by Ryan Beardsley at shortstop for Morrisette. Gets the out that ends the inning. Milford strands a runner in scoring position, so they will carry a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning. 3 outs left to get for Milford. We'll see if they can seal the deal when we come back next here on Milford TV. No surprise to see Mario Lee return to the pitcher's mound. He has spun a beauty so far tonight, 6 shutout innings.
Hey, Mario.
He's scattered 3 hits through his first 6 innings of work. He has not walked a batter and has struck out 6. And we'll deal with batters 3, 4, and 5 in the Morrisette lineup here in the bottom of the 7th. Dylan Green, Cole Bohane, and Tim Toland. And first pitch is a bounding ball hit to second base. And Jarrett fires to first base, and on 1 pitch, Green is retired. It's been as impressive an outing as you could ask for on the mound for Mario Lee. He has pitched in so many meaningful games here on this field over his high school career, over his Legion career. Getting the nod on day 1 of the state tournament and has been superb. 2 outs left to get now as Cole Bohane stands in at the plate. He drives the ball out to left field. This sends Paliuka back. It's over his head and is going to one-hop the fence, and will be extra bases for Bohane as he settles in at second base with a 1-out double. The first hard contact all night off of Mario Lee. And so with 1 out in the inning, this is how quick the complexion can change. Now a runner in scoring position and the tying run at the plate for Morrisette. Tim Toland at the dish. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Both Green and Bohane were first pitch swinging against Lee. Green retired on the ground out, and Bohane with the double. Look down to second base for Mario. Now the pitch. It is smothered by Keith Lee. On the check swing by Toland to bring the count to 1-1.
Throw strikes, buddy.
Big lead at second base for Bohane. Jarrett now cheating in towards the bag as the pitch is swung on and missed. Still good velocity on these pitches from Mario, now 84 pitches deep into his outing. One-two pitch, up and away. Just the fourth base runner of the night for Morrisette. Foul ball sent out of play off the right side. First baseman Kevin Pritchard waiting on deck. A swing and a miss, and Lee gets that pitch past Tolan for the strikeout. Half a dozen Ks now for Mario Lee, and Coach DeVito now sprinting out of the dugout to talk with Mario and Keith Lee before the at-bat begins for Pritchard. Just to check in with his starting pitcher. Mario wanting to finish what he started here tonight, one out away.
Let's go! Go Mario, close it out.
Cole Bohane, after his double, remains at second base now with two down. Morrisette down to their last out. And this ball hit on the ground towards shortstop. It ricochets off the glove of Paharic, and he's going to hold on to it. A wise play, not wanting to rush an off-balance throw to first base. Not likely to get the out after the bobble, and so this game continues. So that should go as an error on Nick Paharic, and the first miscue in the field tonight for Milford. Their defense has been so stellar, but that allows the game to continue. The tying runs are on. The go-ahead run at the plate for Morrisette, and a strike issued in to the DH, Joe Hennessy. The next pitch for Mario will be pitch 90. And a ground ball hit back towards the mound. Lee has it. He takes it most of the way to first and now flips to Dante Pavone for the out that ends the game. So Morrisette does put the tying runs on in the seventh inning, but Mario Lee closes the door on a complete game shutout. A four-hitter for Mario Lee, an outstanding performance on the mound, and a solid way to open up this state tournament for Milford as they defeat Morrisette Post 294 by a final score of 2-0. So Mario Lee picks up the victory in his first performance here in the state tournament. The loss goes to the Morrisette starter, Drew Beretti, and so Milford moves on to the winner's side of this state tournament bracket, which means they will be right back here for the evening game tomorrow night, and they will take on Rockland Post 147. That game expected to get started around 7 p.m. tomorrow night, and we will have you covered with the action live here on Milford TV, so we hope that you will join us again tomorrow night on day 2 of tournament action as Milford will take on Rockland in a winner's bracket matchup tomorrow night at 7 p.m. But that's going to wrap up things on the coverage here for tonight. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand for the action this evening. Our director is Jack Marino, and our camera operator is Caitlin Mobilia. And I am Tim Coet. That final score, one final time, Milford defeats Morrisette on night 1 of the state tournament by a final score of 2-0. This has been a presentation of Milford Legion Baseball here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.